Welcome back to another episode of Ready Set Podcast. My name's Angus.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Derek.
And we do have a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Yol.
Yes,
Good to see you
Yol.
guys again.
We got a lot of great feedback and everyone loves Yol, so we gotta bring her back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Thank you for making time to join us today.
It's always nice to talk to you guys, so it's nice. My pleasure.
Yeah, better be nice.
Sounds like a friend now.
No, just a friendly, better be nice. If not, I gotta be better.
It's good to be back. Good to be back.
But, a very special day is coming up soon, and it's, I think it's called Moon Festival.
Mid-Autumn Festival
Mid-Autumn, wow.
is the official term.
Yeah.
A lot of Asian cultures celebrate it, I believe, like us Chinese.
Yeah.
Vietnam celebrates those. Korea?
Korea, Japan,
Japan celebrates?
Right?
and Cambodia, Laos,
Oh, wow.
Thailand,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So spans quite
and
far.
Myanmar or something, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So what do you
If-
usually do on this day?
Um,
For everyone that doesn't know, like what's so
Wow.
special about this day?
It's definitely not as big as, say,
Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year. Yeah, it's like where you have all the, like fireworks, special
Red pocket.
red pockets
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
all that
special.
stuff. Yeah. Get that money. It's like, you don't really receive any of that during this holiday.
Mhm.
I think this one was definitely more marked as a more family-oriented holiday, I would say.
Getting our
Um,
family together, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, the Mid-Autumn Festival is supposed to occur during the official 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar year.
Yeah.
So, for those of you listening that don't know what that is the Lunar New Year follows the calendar of the moon cycles, basically.
Oh, so it's not like the Georgian calendar that we're all
Right,
used
that
to.
we're all
like
used
the,
to.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically it was what the Asian countries followed back then, and even though we use the Georgian calendar now, it's still followed for a lot of the Asian
Right.
holidays.
For festivities or holidays and all that.
Yeah, and so typically on the 15th of the 8th month of the lunar calendar, it's supposed to be an actual full moon.
Well, like,
Because-
what day does it land on for the Georgian calendar this year?
It should
It's
be
the 10th, right?
10th?
Yeah,
September
yeah,
10th.
yeah.
So it's a Saturday, which is great for celebrations
Nice.
because
Oh.
most people are working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Mhm.
but yeah, if you look up to the sky on that day, if it's not raining, it should be a full moon.
Right. Yes, that's
Mm.
why. Moon
Yeah.
Festival.
Yeah, so it's a time for families to spend together. Usually it's a big dinner.
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
or not it's home cooked or not, it's
Yeah.
up to the families.
It's
So-
almost like a Asian Thanksgiving, right?
Similar, that's true.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is like Thanksgiving.
It's like a get together.
Because
for
yeah.
family.
It's sort of like a lot of bountiful harvesty,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Instead of turkeys, we do have moon cakes, though.
Yes.
Oh, moon cakes.
Yes.
Mooncakes is what we eat instead. Yeah.
Yeah, but for people who don't know what moon cake is, Derek, what is a moon cake?
Expert here.
It's so the more traditional moon cake. It's basically like a Chinese baked pastry or good, right? So the outside is, I believe, it used to be a lard crust, but I believe to be healthier now, it's more like
Vegetable oil based.
yeah. So it tastes. The outside crust tastes similar to like a shortbread cookie. I think
Yeah,
it
because
would be
it's
the
soft,
texture.
Yeah,
Shortbread, yeah.
softer baked.
Yeah,
Less
probably
Yeah.
almost like a pie crust a little bit
Mm.
too.
Mm.
And then on the inside, traditionally you would have like things like either black sesame paste or lotus seed paste,
Right.
Mm.
and along with
Or like red bean.
Yeah.
red
Yeah.
bean, and in the center of each one is usually salted egg yolks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
and so
It's a duck egg, right? Or
yes,
is it-
yes,
yeah.
okay.
salted
Yeah,
duck
salted
egg.
Did you
Yeah.
guys ever like those? Like
I
the
love
salted.
it.
I'm
salted.
a
It's
big
my
fan.
favorite.
I'm-
Like,
Like
the balance of like sweet and salty
mhm.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That's
I guess.
like how many could you eat?
oof.
Without
It's quite
getting
heavy.
super bold.
Okay, no,
It's
back
quite
then,
heavy.
back then before you knew
How bad
how
it was.
many
it was.
calories?
It's like how many calories? Like 1,000 calories for
It
one.
really is 1,000 calories.
Yeah,
So
but
I
like-
mean, they have mini sized ones now, which you feel less guilty
Yeah.
about eating.
But back then, before even this whole nutrition, like
Mm.
no one really
Yeah.
cares. How many could you eat in one go?
Not
One.
like maybe max half. Like I share with my family
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
really?
Cut
I
into
can't.
fours.
No.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have experience of eating.
I ate like 3.
Oh, I
Oh, gosh.
no, sweet tooth.
Your dentist
That's-
must have hated you after
wow.
that.
It was
Yeah.
like, that was really,
Yeah.
my stomach didn't like me after that.
Oh man, no. Yeah.
But it was good though.
It's
The egg,
good.
egg yolk one is my favorite.
Oh.
The salted one.
Oh.
Right.
It's interesting. You guys liked the egg yolk as a kid, then, right?
I never liked the salted egg.
Oh,
yeah.
in-
Okay.
in the-
Is it the saltiness or?
I guess it's so tough, right? Tough and dry.
yeah, it's kind of like chalky because it is
Mm.
supposed to be like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is the desirable
Yeah.
texture.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, I didn't like that salted egg yolk either. Because, you know, when they cut it up, you have a piece, you like,
I scoop it out. Yeah.
scoop it out, and then you eat the
It's
rest of it
it's not
because it's
sweet.
sweet.
So as a
Yeah.
kid, you're like, oh,
I think that's why.
I don't care.
Yeah. Now as an adult, I'd be like, just pop the whole
Mm.
thing in your mouth and you'd be like, okay, that's good.
But which filling did you guys like? There's the lotus seed. There's the red bean. I didn't know that we had black sesame. That's awesome. There's
Yeah.
also that
Yeah.
like 5 seed.
Oh, that
I
was
know in
terrible.
Cantonese it's called yan.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like 5 seeds are. Literal translation is 5 humans. I don't know why.
Oh.
But,
Maybe it is 5.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
The origin.
Darkness.
Dark.
Yeah. So that's a savory
Yeah.
ish.
What's savory?
Savory.
I
There's
think-
savory ones too, where they have
Oh.
ones. Sometimes you put like cured ham, like the
Really?
Oh,
rice,
yeah.
bacon, and all that in that too.
In that?
Yeah.
Those are pricey though, because they get pretty expensive all the
Mm.
ingredients.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good though.
Oh, really?
It's actually good.
Oh shoot! But you said there was like matcha flavors as
Oh, well,
well.
those are like newer flavors.
The
Like
new gen.
like
Yeah.
the new gen.
more traditional ones are like the ones mentioned.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like new gen stuff, it's
It's like
you have
what? There's like matcha, passion
matcha,
fruit.
durian, mango.
Oh, durian.
You got like
Durian.
chocolate lava mooncakes and all that too.
Is
It's,
that-
I think it's
yeah.
just to get
Gimmick.
people more
Yeah.
appealing for people.
Yeah, for the
Hey.
younger generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Instagrams.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
just
do
like
Instagram,
how you guys said,
TikTok.
like you're like, oh, what's this like 5 seed thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you might not eat it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually tried the 5 seed thing one. I didn't really like it.
Hate
per
that
se.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you eat it and you're like crunch, crunch, crunch. You're like,
It's
mm.
crunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
The
seeds.
seeds inside.
Yeah,
Oh.
Like almonds and nuts.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my god.
it's nuts and seeds, right?
Yeah.
So it's like trail mix, but Chinese version.
Basically,
Yeah.
unhealthy trail mix.
Yeah.
Unhealthy trail
compacted.
mix. Yeah, sounds interesting. But what do you guys usually do for Moon Festival? Like, what is your thing?
Your
I think
traditions.
in general, just mostly for a family get together.
Yeah.
Like 100% mooncakes are involved because
Mhm.
that's the whole point of the festival. But like depending on what day it lands on, I guess if it's on a weekend, like we get a bigger family gathering with like extended family and everything. If not, it's just like small family dinner. Like you have good food. Like usually you have stuff like fish or like
So it's almost like a Chinese New Year ish
almost
dinner,
almost
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
I guess it's
Like
like
the
as you
dishes?
said earlier, it's like to show you have like bountiful harvest
Mhm.
Yeah,
is what it is, and to
Mm.
celebrate about it.
yeah.
What are traditions?
Oh, is that supposed to be called the Harvest Moon? As well?
I think that's a video game.
No.
Harvest moon.
In the Western culture, they have something like that.
Oh,
too.
like a harvest, like
Thanksgiving?
Well, yeah,
in a sense similar, I think.
I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
It's like the U.S. Thanksgiving is in October.
Yeah.
Canadians, it's in November. It's
Mhm.
just, I guess it's closer for.
No, it's the
US.
other way around. We're
Canada's
Canada's October.
We're
Yeah,
October.
we're October.
U.S. is November.
Yeah,
right,
US
right.
is November.
So I guess it's
The
all
wrong
falls
one
in
is
fall.
November.
Yes.
Hey, we still get a holiday out of it.
Mm.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you guys
Yeah, what do
like?
you
Do you guys usually eat anything specific other than mooncakes at your dinners?
I can't remember. I
Just-
don't think so. I
It's
just,
just
do family
potluck.
dinner.
It's just potluck for me.
Oh, Paula.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
the
more food,
easiest.
right?
Just
Yeah.
different types of food. I think it's just a reason for us to kind of get
Yeah.
together.
Mm.
Yeah, of course, there's mooncake, but
Yeah.
everything else is.
Did you guys ever play with those like lanterns?
Oh.
Growing up, like,
Oh.
cause like after dinner,
I think I
some
have.
families would be like they would have like paper lanterns
The
and
Chinese
they would, like,
ones, right?
Yeah, the Chinese ones and
Yeah.
like a candle, and then I guess they call it like 相遇 in Canto, which
Oh.
is like viewing the moon is what you do. Like you have like all these like lights or lanterns.
Oh, man.
I
Just
think I've done
traditional
that when
Indian.
I was really young.
Wait, is that the
Really
thing where the
young.
lanterns float up into the sky kind of thing?
No,
Or
no,
is that something
no.
else?
That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
But this is more like you kind of you hold onto lanterns
And you
or
walk
have
around.
lantern displays.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's-
then you're supposed to be able to view the moon at
Mhm.
night, so that's why people like back then they didn't have street
Street-
lights and all that stuff,
okay,
right?
Makes sense.
So they
that's why.
like the lantern they carry it around. They're like, oh, you can go see the full moon, and then
So it's almost like traditions and like practices back then eventually transition to like just like things we do for fun.
Yeah.
That's what-
Yeah,
Basically.
But now it's all USB powered.
It's like, oh, I forgot to charge my lantern. Oh no.
But that's something I've done like when I was young.
Yeah.
I remember like
Yeah.
went to Queen Elizabeth Park,
Whoa.
kind of walked around with the lantern. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
And there were other families doing that as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it was only
I
that
don't-
1 year.
Man, if only we do that stuff now. Like, do you think those traditions still happen? With
I
like,
think
I
it's
think
too
it's-
sketchy nowadays.
Oh.
Right? To go out
I
I
at
feel like
night.
it's dying off.
it really is.
Is
It's like turning more into like, oh, who
Just
can make
another
the
day.
fanciest mooncake and then like just
Oh.
buy it.
Commercialized?
Yeah, really commercialized now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
It's-
mooncakes are not cheap.
they're not cheap. Like,
You buy like a little package of 4, it's like
Yeah.
$40 plus.
oh plus more than that. I've seen ones that are close to like $80 or $90.
Yeah.
But that's like the
nowadays.
fancy ones.
The fancy ones, yeah.
Yeah.
The more traditional ones are probably like 40, 50.
Yeah.
Or even like the snowy ones that
Yes,
Oh
those
yeah.
like the mochi
Those are-
style things.
I think Derek knows how to make that.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
I
Wow.
might attempt to make it, but it
Wow.
really depends.
Should we start putting orders for it.
This is good. You're gonna see me so stressed out in the next couple of days just trying to figure it out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So these mooncakes are put inside this stamp, right, to get a specific shape out of?
Yes.
You have that stamp?
I do. Yeah, you can
Oh.
actually get it off Amazon. It's
Ah,
surprisingly small. It's like you can get everything off Amazon these days. But yeah, they're like the one I want to make is the more trendy one, which is like snow skin.
Snow skin.
Because at least those ones you don't have to bake them in the oven. Because
Right.
the more traditional ones you have to like after you stamp
steam
them. Yeah, steam it and then you have to like stamp it and then you have to shove it into the oven and then like
Right.
bake it for I don't know how long.
Mm.
But yeah, it's really what's that? But are you guys familiar with like the origin stories for the mooncakes?
No, I'm not.
Nope.
We've just
Oh.
been
I'm
eating
with
them.
it.
Yeah.
No idea.
We're failures, I think.
Yeah.
We gotta learn.
Yeah.
This is history
Okay.
time with
Yeah.
Derek.
Educate us.
yeah.
History time.
So historians estimate that a lot of the first mooncakes actually really came from the Yun dynasty or Yuan dynasty in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so for those unfamiliar with these with the history of that was the dynasty when a lot of the Mongolians ruled a lot of Asia / China
Mm.
areas, right? And so during the lunar months for the around Lunar New Year, they put out like a special. It was like a superstition. It wasn't really true, but it was just something that the rebels were using to cover up why they were spreading so much things. And so they were like, oh, the mooncakes were there for like good luck, warding off evil spirits, or like I think there was even one about some sort of a disease which the mooncakes were a cure for, but it's a little bit vague on that area. But that aside, it was supposed to be a lot of it was back then they used these mooncakes and they hid
Secret messages. Oh.
inside the mooncakes to distribute to all the people that were supporting the rebels. And like they had instructions on them. They had like things like what to do, like instructing the rebels and whatnot. And so what is the salted egg yolk actually used to be the message.
Oh.
So that's so basically the salted egg yolk replaced the messages inside the mooncakes for there. And then the alternative to that was for those unfamiliar, mooncakes usually have a very intricate design on top of the mooncake. So it's not like a smooth top or anything. Usually they're stamped with a particular design. And like nowadays it's just any designs
Whatever
that
looks
are nice.
pretty.
Yeah, whatever looks pretty,
There's
right?
usually like a Chinese character on
True,
there,
there's
right?
usually, but it's usually branding is what they
Oh.
use now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but back then what happened was they made it look like it was like a very intricate design. But for the rebels, how it was when you cut it into the 4, like you do when you share it with family.
Yeah.
If you were part of the rebel network, you knew how to rearrange the design so that it could also spell out instructions for you. And so if they didn't hide the message inside the mooncake, they would stamp it on the mooncake, and so anybody looking at it would make it look like it's just like
Like a design.
like any random design. But if you were part of the rebel, you would cut it in 4 and then rearrange it so that there'd be like a secret message for you.
Oh.
Wow.
And then to get rid of the message,
That's
you just
really
eat
smart.
the mooncake.
And destroy it.
Yeah,
There you go.
Destroy the evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
what
really
message,
smart.
right? You know, just eat
Wow.
it like that.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep history. We have no idea about.
Yeah,
Yes.
all I know was just mooncake. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's just
eat
like
mooncake.
it looks nice, it looks good. Let's eat it.
Yeah.
Oh damn! All this spying and espionage
Yeah,
kind of shit.
so-
That's cool.
Really deep, like history to it.
Wow.
That's where we
Derek,
wow.
thanks for the history lesson.
Oh, welcome. It's good to share the history, and like I know I didn't even know about this until like I think when I was in high school, because it was a lot of the times when we were eating it, I was like, oh, I wonder where these things came from. It's kind of
Right.
weird, like that.
While we're eating this, like it's like really heavily stuffed like pastry. Right?
Yeah, and like for those unfamiliar, we never eat mooncakes outside of the
Right.
festival
Yeah.
usually.
Mm.
And it's like it only pops up. Even the Asian bakeries only make it around this time, and they never make it any other time
Outside
of
of
the
it.
year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. This is
So then people buy it and then they store it in their freezer so they can have it another time.
That's my parents.
That's what my parents
I feel
did.
like every family does that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Especially when you get it from overseas. Like
Oh.
you buy a lot and you just store it and
Oh.
you freeze it, right? So
Wow. It's like it'll last longer.
yeah.
I have a question for you guys though. So when you guys do the dinner, do your families ever have beef dishes lying around for like the very big festivals?
Like the one that's like Moon Festival.
Like Moon Festival or even like Lunar New Year. Like do you ever notice it that there's no beef dishes or
There's
Really?
definitely
Rarely.
there's beef.
there's
dishes.
definitely
Oh,
beef. Okay.
Really? Well, there's
Traditional?
oh traditional.
Traditional
Just in
dinners?
general, right?
In general,
It
yeah.
always
in
it always has to be like chicken and fish.
Yeah.
I rarely like will have it just because like preference wise.
Yeah.
But I rarely see it actually like, oh, we have to have beef.
Mm.
Mm.
Isn't it like traditionally they don't really eat beef because they're part of like
The farm,
farming,
right?
right?
They use it.
they're
They're
like
like
farming.
tools, right?
Oh,
They're-
okay.
Yeah. So basically, beef back then was a status of like, if you had it on your plate on your table for dinner, it was a status of wealth
I
because
see.
you were wealthy enough to afford beef, which came from cattle, which were supposed to be used to do the farm work instead to grow
Right.
crops. But most of the poorer families, they would only stick to chicken and fish, and pork, and like which were like main staples.
Mhm.
And so that's why in the more traditional meals, you never really see beef around. If your family stuck to like really old traditions, then you would almost never see like that
Beef.
kind of like beef on.
Or
the
maybe
table.
like lamb or something.
Yeah, lamb would work too. Yeah,
Right.
Mm.
yeah. So it was like one of those. It's like a really quirky fact, but I thought it was like super interesting because
Because it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
of
that's
course.
why.
They tend to farm or they do all that farm work.
Yeah.
And
Rather
it's basically
keep
like
them
a
alive.
family member.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
So
a lot
they
of
they
work.
have more potential. They had more potential value as a work animal than they did
Then in your stomach.
than your stomach, because you're like, well, I gotta do something to plow the fields, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I hope everyone learned a lot about the Moon Festival and especially with Derek, the history lesson.
It's
like,
a history buff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
history buff.
Yeah.
Like I learned a lot. So
Definitely.
yeah, you can hope you enjoy our podcast and hope we get to see you on the next one. You can follow us on YouTube. We're all on like Spotify, Apple. Everything's on that link tree.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on TikTok as well. So yeah, hope to see everyone on the next one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank-
Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this one.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.